Learning to restrain your dog safely is one of the most important skills you can master as a pet owner. It isn't about control or dominance, it's about safety, yours and your dog's. There will be moments in your dog's life when they need to be held still, whether it's for a nail trim, a visit to the veterinarian, or cleaning a small wound. If these situations are handled with force and fear, your dog will quickly learn to dread them, making future care incredibly difficult and stressful for everyone involved. A struggling, panicked dog is a dog that can get hurt or even bite out of fear, which is a tragedy we can always work to prevent. The goal is to make restraint a calm, cooperative experience rather than a battle. Think of it as a partnership. You are asking your dog for a moment of stillness, and in return, you are promising to keep them safe and secure. When you approach restraint with a calm demeanor and a gentle touch, you communicate to your dog that there is nothing to fear. This builds trust, which is the absolute foundation of your relationship. A dog that trusts you is far more likely to comply with your requests, even when they feel a little uncertain about what's happening. This foundation will serve you well for their entire life, from puppyhood to their senior years. Understanding how to properly restrain your dog also empowers you to be their best advocate. At the vet's office or the groomer's, you can ensure that your dog is being handled in a way that minimizes their anxiety. We always begin with the least invasive method first, which is verbal restraint. This isn't about shouting commands, it's about using your voice as a calming tool. Before you even touch your dog, speak to them in a soft, reassuring tone. Use familiar words like easy, settle, or good boy. Your calm voice sets the stage for a calm experience. You can ask your dog to perform a behavior they already know, like sit or down, which gives them a sense of predictability and control. If verbal cues aren't quite enough, we move to gentle physical restraint. This is about guidance, not force. One of the most basic and effective holds is the C hold or chin rest. To do this, simply cup your hand under your dog's chin, with your thumb on one side of their muzzle and your fingers on the other. Never squeeze or grip tightly. Your other arm can rest over their shoulders or wrap gently around their chest to keep their body still. This method provides security and prevents them from moving suddenly, all while keeping your touch light and reassuring. Another common physical hold is the hug or cradle, which is especially useful for smaller dogs or for procedures involving their back end, like taking their temperature. Sit on the floor and have your dog sit between your legs, facing away from you. Wrap one arm around their chest to keep them secure against your body, and use your other hand to steady the part of their body you need to access. The pressure should be firm, but gentle, like a comforting hug, not a restrictive clamp. Throughout any physical hold, your primary job is to read your dog's body language. Are their ears pinned back? Are they showing the whites of their eyes? Are they lip-licking or yawning excessively? These are all signs of stress. If you see them, it's time to take a break. Release the hold, give your dog some praise and a treat for their cooperation, and let them de-stress for a moment before you try again. Your goal is not to push through their fear, but to work with them at a pace they can handle. Sometimes, for certain procedures or with particularly anxious dogs, a bit of extra help is needed in the form of mechanical restraint. This refers to using equipment to assist you. The most common tool is a well-fitting muzzle. It is absolutely critical to understand that a muzzle is not a punishment. It is a safety tool that prevents biting out of fear, protecting both you and your dog. A properly fitted basket muzzle allows the dog to pant and drink, ensuring they don't overheat. It's essential to properly condition your dog to a basket muzzle long before you ever need it. Make it a positive experience with lots of treats, so the dog sees it as just another piece of gear like a harness. Another form of mechanical restraint is a grooming loop or a simple slip lead used correctly. These are often seen at veterinary clinics or grooming salons to keep a dog standing securely on a table. The loop goes over the dog's head and neck and is attached to a grooming arm. It should never be so tight that it chokes the dog. Its purpose is simply to prevent the dog from jumping off the table or turning around unexpectedly. When using any mechanical tool, it must be used with constant supervision. Never ever leave a dog unattended in a muzzle or a grooming loop. Towels or blankets. For smaller dogs, a towel or blanket can be used to burrito wrap them, providing a sense of security and restricting their movement. Restraint poles or tongs. In situations where a dog may be aggressive or dangerous, a restraint pole can be used to safely control the animal from a distance. In some cases, particularly for very fearful dogs or painful procedures, the kindest and safest option is chemical restraint. This involves medication prescribed by your veterinarian to help your dog relax. It might be a sedative given before a vet visit to reduce anxiety, or it could be full anesthesia for a surgical procedure. This is never a decision to be made lightly and is always done under the guidance of a veterinary professional. For dogs with severe trauma or anxiety, attempting to restrain them physically can cause immense psychological harm. In these instances, chemical restraint is the most humane choice. Your emotional state is the single most influential factor in how your dog will react to being restrained. Dogs are incredibly perceptive. They can sense your tension, anxiety, or frustration through your touch, your breathing, and the tone of your voice. Before you begin, take a deep breath, exhale slowly, remind yourself to stay calm and patient. Always have a clear plan before you start. Prepare everything you need so you are not fumbling around while trying to hold your dog. Safety must always be your top priority, for you and your dog. Be mindful of your own posture to avoid being bitten. For example, keep your face away from your dog's head. If your dog is showing clear signs of escalating fear, such as growling, snarling, or snapping, you must stop immediately. Pushing a dog past their breaking point is dangerous and will severely damage their trust in you. Their warning signs are their way of communicating that they are overwhelmed. Never hesitate to ask for professional help. If you are unsure how to handle your dog, or if your dog has a history of aggression or extreme fear, it is far safer to consult a professional. Your veterinarian, a certified veterinary technician, or a qualified positive reinforcement-based trainer can show you the proper techniques for your specific dog. They can help you create a plan for desensitization and counter-conditioning to make handling a less stressful event. There is no shame in admitting you need assistance. In fact, it is the most responsible thing you can do as a dog owner. In conclusion, successful and humane restraint is built on a foundation of trust, patience, and knowledge. Always start with the least restrictive method possible, using your calm voice and gentle touch first. Pay close attention to your dog's body language and respect their boundaries by stopping if they show signs of distress. Remember that tools like muzzles are for safety, not punishment, and should be introduced positively. By approaching every situation with a calm heart and a gentle hand, you ensure that necessary care can be given safely and compassionately. This strengthens your bond and proves to your dog time and time again that you are their ultimate protector.